Hey, you guys, we are in the book of Leviticus, which is the book of laws and likely the one everyone skips, but it's a really important one for Israel's societal norms. Imagine living in a house with no rules. Dishes stacked to the ceiling, your little brother perhaps stealing your socks, or someone blasting really loud music at 3 a.m. Sound fun? Yeah, until you realize you're living in absolute chaos. This is basically what God was dealing with when he gave Israel the laws in Leviticus. Leviticus wasn't just a giant rule book to make life difficult. It was God setting up his safe, holy, and functional society. Think of it as the first ever community guidelines, except, from the creator of the universe. And holiness and worship was important too. Ever been to someone's house where you had to take off your shoes? You didn't argue with them. You just respected their rules. Well, God's house, aka the tabernacle, had rules too. Why? Because he's holy. And Israel needed to learn how to approach him with reverence. You don't just roll up on the King of Kings like he's your neighbor down the street. Leviticus was God teaching them how to worship properly, because this wasn't just about religion. It was about being set apart. And health and hygiene was also important. Let's talk about hygiene for a moment. A lot of the Levitical laws were way ahead of their time, like quarantining the sick, washing after touching dead things, and avoiding sketchy food. This wasn't just about ritual purity. It was practical. Back then, people didn't know about bacteria, but God did. So while the other nations were out getting sick, Israel was plague-free. And justice and community were important. If you've ever seen kids fight over food, like a slice of pizza, you know we need rules. Leviticus had laws to make sure that the rich didn't oppress the poor, workers got fair wages, and nobody was out here scamming their neighbors. Basically, Leviticus said, hey, be kind, be honest, and treat people the way you want to be treated, with respect. And if you mess up, make it right. So was Leviticus just a bunch of random rules? No, it was God saying, if you want a life that's safe, healthy, and close to me, here's how to do it. Sounds familiar, right? We still set boundaries today because structure isn't about control, it's about freedom. Freedom within a safe space. So here's the real question. What boundaries in your life help you stay close to God today? Think about it. And we're moving on to the book of Numbers next. Stay tuned.